It's time now for our Seen and Unseen segment, where we expose what's really behind the big cultural stories of the day. Apparently, for many comedians, the cruder, the better. The latest example, Borat creator Sacha Baron Cohen is tricking politicos into doing interviews with him, of course, by assuming a new identity. How clever. For more on that and why so many are outraged, we're joined by Fox News contributor and New York Times bestselling author of the Will Wilder series, Raymond Arroyo. Raymond, why is Sarah Palin upset about it?
Well, maybe she has grounds to be upset. She got a communication for a request to sit down with a veteran, a disabled veteran, to take part in a Showtime historical documentary. It turns out that disabled veteran was Sacha Baron Cohen, who you'll remember did that Ali G series years ago where he dressed up as a rapper, and he basically punked well-known political figures. Now, Palin wasn't the only one who fell for this. Dick Cheney did too. Look.
Dick Cheney, is it possible to sign my waterboard?
Sure. That's the first. That's the first time I've ever signed a waterboard.
As you can imagine, he is assuming multiple identities in this new Showtime special. None of these people knew about it. Alberto Gonzalez, Petraeus, a number of people. Here's the problem. You'll remember Martin Short as Jimmy Glick, Barry Humphries as Dame Edna. They were outrageous characters who interviewed people, but the celebrities were in on the routine. You got to have real talent as a comedian to kind of fill that gap when people know who you are. Cohen, he's a hit-and-run artist, and there's a mean, bizarre edge to this stuff that is largely politically motivated. It's really nasty. There's one guy, though, a few years ago, Ali G, Baron Cohen, came in, tried to interview him. He didn't fall for it. Watch.
I've got some business idea that I just want to tell you about, and I'll be a fool if...
Very quickly. Good luck, folks. It's been nice seeing you. You take care of yourself, okay?
Is you going to be in on that?
Well, it sounds like an interesting...
It's got like P. Diddy is going to be in it.
Good.
Good. Bye-bye.
Trump has a radar on people. He saw that crap for what it was.
By the way, Sacha Baron Cohen's last movie, $3.2 million. Died.
Flopperoo. Nobody even knows who he is. I'm sorry, our audience doesn't care about him.
Speaking of crude comedians, Michelle Wolf, who some might remember from that nasty act at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, she resurfaced this week a new Netflix show where she offered a salute to abortion.
Some people say abortion is killing a baby. It's not. It's stopping a baby from happening. It's like Back to the Future, and abortion is the DeLorean. And everyone loves DeLoreans. Pro-life is a propaganda term that isn't real, like healthy ice cream. Abortion, I salute you! Women, if you need an abortion, get one! God bless abortions, and God bless America!
I think, can I say something? Yeah. You have such great points to make. They just need to play that voice in Gitmo. They will get everything they want from those. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, you didn't need to waterboard him with that jug. Play Michelle Wolf's magpie voice to him. That's all you need.
Her timing's off.
Horrible.
And it's cruel, mean. There's something breathtakingly vicious about that kind of humor. You know, when you're talking about abortion, where two victims come out of an abortion, the mother and the child whose life is snuffed out, to celebrate that and say, let's have a party about this, I frankly couldn't believe this. And it shows, I think, something deep and rooted in Michelle Wolf.
You know what I'm going to say?
I almost think we should pray for Michelle Wolf.
You just took the words.
All right.
We should
prayer service at 11.
The prayer of power twins. Okay. Activate. All right. Let's now, finally, we have the next story. The Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh, is being hazed this week, my old friend Brett, for, not for his judicial ruling so much, but for his name? Okay, Stephen Colbert.
I don't know much about Kavanaugh, but I'm skeptical because his name is Brett. That sounds less like a Supreme Court justice and more like a waiter at Ruby Tuesdays. Hey, everybody, I'm Brett. I'll be your Supreme Court justice tonight. Before you sit down, let me just clear away these rights for you.
Well, Stephen had to pretend he went to Dartmouth College as part of his MO.
Yeah,
Brett
his
actually
character.
went to Yale College, went to Yale Law School, succeeded at every level, but he doesn't, he doesn't try to play someone he's not.
I guess name discrimination is now the latest
Nameism!
way. Nameism, end name slander. But you know what I thought as I watched this? And NARAL also had a tweet where they said, damned if we're going to let 5 men, including some frat boy named Brett. So now he's a frat boy or a waiter at Ruby Tuesdays. And I was thinking,
What's
wait
wrong
a minute.
with Ruby Tuesdays?
What's
I like
wrong
Ruby
with
Tuesdays.
Brett?
It's awesome.
I know an anchor named Brett. There are a lot of famous Bretts. Brett Favre, the
Brett
great
Summers.
Hall of Famer, and of course, Match Game star Brett Summers.
Oh,
And there she is.
There she is. She's still with us, Brett Summers.
She died in 2007. I just looked it up. But, it's getting so desperate, the campaign against Kavanaugh. They are now complaining that he ran up credit card debt on buying baseball tickets to Nats games. Who cares if he paid it off?
Yeah.
Who cares what he ran up?
Well, you can't now. Now they're looking at you. Before it was the videotapes you were renting. Remember they were after. Now it's you can't buy baseball tickets. Who cares?
Well, there's only one thing I'm happy about. I'm glad Trump didn't tap Raymond Kethledge because they'd be attacking Raymonds, and then we'd have big problems.
With a name like Raymond, anything is bound to happen.
With a name like Raymond, it's got to be good. You know what Raymond means?
What?
Wise protector. It's all making sense now, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I'm feeling very protected here. I'm the Brett. Brett.
Brett Summers is spinning in her grave.
No, I'm saying they are really scraping the bottom of the barrel. If it's Nats tickets and his first name, okay, then I'll take. That's the best they have.
Confirmation is assured. At
Welcome
this point.
to Supreme Court Justice for life. Eat that, left, for life.